Oh my gosh, Tristan. It's the end of an award season. Can you believe it?
Yeah. I
Our first
mean,
season together.
I know this is great.
We're gonna recap the Oscars, but I'm
Mhm.
Kyle and
I'm
you're
Tristan.
and we're the awards addicts. So this is fun. And we're having big things for the off season. We're having big things for the upcoming award season. So it's gonna be fun. Stay with us. We're gonna hopefully blow up a little bit more this year.
What does
Yeah.
Film Ball have? Film Ball has like 3,000, right?
2000, 3000,
Something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That would be the goal for next. Okay, so let's say 5K, like minimal between 5K for next March. That's what we're shooting for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's recap the show, Tristan. What was your take on Conan as a host?
I loved Conan as a host. I thought that he did a great job. We haven't had like someone host the Oscars and feel like really natural and feel like, oh, this guy could go on and host for years in quite a while. I thought Jimmy Kimmel was okay. Like he did a good job. I'm not a huge Kimmel fan. I feel like he leans too much into like snarkiness and stuff.
He
And it's
doesn't like
just,
movies. He's like,
yeah,
why?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He did a good job. Like Kimmel, I think like as as just like a host, like I think he did a good job like guiding the show and stuff, but he's not like someone who's really clued into what's going on in the film world in the way that Conan is. And I think Conan like truly showed that like he was excited to be there. He was funny. He wasn't too mean. Like he didn't really like bash people and make fun of people. Like I I don't know. I personally find that
The
kind of
Carla
annoying.
joke was like, I wouldn't have
She deserved
even
it.
touched it. I mean, I probably wouldn't have touched the subject though, but I
Yeah,
I thought it was funny. It was a funny joke.
it was. Yeah.
I don't think he was mean spirited at all. Like not
No,
like the way
no,
like
no.
Kimmel is.
Yeah. Because Kimmel would just like kind of go around and bash people for the sake of it. Not to the degree of someone like Ricky Gervais, but uh, I feel like Conan was like, I don't know. He just brought like a positivity to it that I really liked. He was funny. He was clever and like creative with his gags. Like I really liked the substance bit at the beginning where he was crawling out of
Yeah.
Demi Moore. That was great. Um,
Awkward. What I mean, we're said to him.
yeah. I thought it was really good. And
Yeah.
before that, the big grand opening with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, I think we differ in terms of how we felt about that.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I think I might have even told you this prior to the Oscars, but as like a rule, I've always hated like the performances of like original songs. So
Yeah,
when they said that they weren't going to do them, I was very happy. But then they announced that in its place they're going to have the Wicked melody, and I was like, this is so stupid. This is so dumb. So I was not
it's
excited
totally
for it.
not.
I don't want any musical performances really during the Oscars. That's not what I come to the Oscars for. Um I did think they were very good. I mean, I liked Cynthia singing "Defying Gravity," doing the wow wow wow. I can't do the battle cry. I'm so sorry, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the music. It was fine and dandy, but like, was it needed? Was a show this long? 3 hours and 44 minutes? Give me a break.
Here's my hot take. I think the Oscars should be like 7 hours long. I think it should be a whole day event. It starts at like 3 in the afternoon and it goes till like midnight. That is my ideal Oscars. I don't want it to end. I just want it to keep going. Give awards to like everyone, lighting, grip, like do more bits. I will watch. I'm one of those guys who watches the pre-show for the Grammys where they announce all the awards, and that starts at 2 in the afternoon, and then the Grammys go till 11:30, and I watch the entire thing. So I'm like, I don't care how long it is. I will watch all day. I'll make like an event out of it.
No, I
I'll
guess
turn it into a
I
party.
want to be like 4 hours. I wouldn't say 7 hours. Like I want to be 4 hours, but
Yeah.
I want them to just trim the fat and just let people speak as much as they want. That's my ideal Oscars.
Or
Like three to
yeah.
four bits during the whole show. The presenters can do like a little small jokey joke, but don't have many musical performances. Maybe one or two max. My
Yeah.
actual ideal thing would be the thing is they would never do this because, but I would only have the winner of original song perform if anything. But the thing is, then you're asking five people to prepare to sing for them
Yeah,
not to sing at all. So they would
exactly.
never do that. But like my whole thing was like, it's just we just need to trim the fat. We need to trim the musical performances. There was no need for Bond montage. There is no need for Queen Latifah. I guess maybe this is a
Yeah.
good time to talk about the production of the show. What do you think about everything that like happened in between the not the award winners, but like in terms of just bits in general, the Conan stuff, the sandworm playing the harp,
Awesome.
the musical performances. What was your take on all the like the production bits and stuff?
So I think the musical performances, okay, I loved I agree with you to a degree because I loved the Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande opening. Wicked was the cultural phenomenon of the year, and I loved that they didn't just sing Wicked songs, but it was a tribute to film because it was all these different variations of songs that were in the Wizard of Oz universe, and Wizard of Oz is just such a part of the cinematic canon. So they started with Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then they did a song from The Wiz, and then
Sidney
they did
Lumet's
yeah,
masterpiece,
and
The
so
Wiz.
I thought that was like a tribute to film, and I thought it was beautiful, and it wasn't like overly flashy. Like Cynthia Erivo didn't come out dressed like in green and stuff like that. And they didn't come dressed in their like Wicked costumes. It was just they went out there and they just sang, and I thought it was really beautiful. But the Bond tribute was horrible. It was absolutely painful to listen to.
Jojo was mid. Jojo
Yeah,
was
JoJo
mid.
was. I thought she was like kind of bad.
Yeah. And
And
Ray, I actually liked her at the Grammys. She was performing Best New Artist.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
I'm a big fan of her.
I haven't listened to any of her music outside of her two live performances at the Grammys and at the Oscars. But she's a great singer,
Yeah,
from what I've heard. But I wasn't like it's no Adele, you know.
just singing Skyfall. I don't know. She didn't totally hit those notes in the way that
Why
Adele
can't we
does.
get Billie Eilish to do No Time to Die?
I
The one that she
know.
won the Oscar
Yeah,
for. Yeah.
Paul McCartney come do his song.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no, for sure. That's it was just kind of like an odd like it was long too. It was like 8 minutes.
yeah. It made no sense.
Hmm.
What were we even celebrating? The fact that Amazon bought
Bought
James
it
Bond?
from the Barbara Broccoli. I think it's just like the Barbara Broccoli got an honorary Oscar this year, so I
Yeah,
think it's just like a celebration of Bond, especially as it's kind of like leaving the Broccoli family, you know.
yeah.
But what do you think of Queen Latifah? And actually, the in memoriam, the honoring of Quincy Jones by Queen Latifah, and then also just the in memoriam in general.
Um, I thought that was another low point of the show. Um, I don't know. Queen Latifah, I don't really quite understand why that that was the one that they singled out for Quincy Jones.
Hmm.
Um, was she even in The Wiz? Why was she singing The Wiz? I don't understand.
It was kind of bizarre. I felt like the music choice was kind of odd. I feel like everyone complains about In Memoriam every single year
Yeah,
because they shortened it so much. Like I remember, was it 2023? They didn't put Cormac McCarthy despite like you know there's like there's multiple Best Picture nominees that are adapted from his books. You
yeah,
know, No Country for Old Men won Best Picture, and they didn't put Cormac McCarthy in like the thing. Uh like I was like a little bizarre, and like there's always like some notable omissions, and there's like this QR code that you have to scan to see everyone who died this year.
yeah.
It's
It's
so
weird.
bizarre. Anyways, yeah, let's get to the actual winners. I did poorly. I got 16 out of 23. I think you got 17 out of 23.
I
Um,
I got 16 as well.
okay, so we're bad at this, guys. I'm so sorry. Next year we will do better. This is the hub for Oscar predictions. We will do better next year. This was just an off year for us.
I hear a lot of people saying that though that they got 16, and I think the reason is because we're so like in tune with the stats and stuff, it's almost does a disservice because when you're so in tune with like the ups and downs of award season, you'll see like tiny movement for someone and jump onto that. And for example, like Mikey Madison was the front runner all season long. Then Demi Moore gained some momentum, but that didn't really change anything. Like she was always the front runner. And I think maybe that's a bad example because Demi Moore, like there was reason to believe she might win that. But I think in a lot of cases, like sound, there is no reason as to why we should have made that bet and done Wicked and A Complete Unknown because
Yeah.
it was so obvious that it was Dune, but because of like stats and stuff, we're like, oh, it has to be Dune. I mean,
I
it
mean,
can't be Dune.
the way I do think sound was probably closer than we're talking about because the fact that CES did choose a complete unknown over Dune, we shouldn't relate so heavily, especially when Dune was clearly the favorite and won
Yeah.
like 3 of the sound guilds. Um, but like I was like, complete unknown is more beloved. It won one of the sound guilds. That's enough for me to say this is worth taking the risk on. That was stupid. That was wrong. And Know the Land, like documentary, that was one that got wrong. There was enough passion behind it. Um, and I predicted Mikey. I don't know if I texted you this, but I was
Oh,
starting to
you
predict
did?
Mikey near the end. I mean,
Oh,
I put it down on my Oscar ballot at the end, and Mikey, because I was like, it's not Demi. It's definitely not Demi. It's Mikey versus Fernanda.
yeah.
Uh, but like, so it's it was rough. It was a rough performance for me. I missed all 3 shorts. That's never happened to me before. And the shorts
I
were
mean,
unpredictable this year.
to be
Yeah.
fair, everyone missed all three shorts
Yeah. Some
except
people got
maybe,
overall in the orchestra. Some people
yeah.
got the documentary one right, but
That one I almost switched to. That was actually the only one I saw of the documentary shorts. It
mhm.
wasn't great. It really
It
wasn't.
was mid.
I think they could have gone more into how important it was for her to be the first woman in you know that
The New York
orchestra and like,
Philharmonic.
but it doesn't really say anything at all, to be honest. And it's almost like she didn't even want to be filmed.
Mm.
Like I I don't know. It's to me it's just it's kind of got an amateur quality to it, and it seemed like she's kind of just doing this as a favor to her niece, and she doesn't really want this story to be told or like to be on camera.
Yeah. It was a shame.
Yeah.
I feel like I hate I did this badly. It makes me very sad. I actually lost so much money. we ball. It's fine. I
Yeah.
was betting with like 8 different people. The Wild Robot. I was like, oh
Oh
shit.
my god.
There's no way.
Yeah.
And that morning, I even tried to bet with you on the Wild Robot versus Flow. I was trying to add another bet to that. I was like, oh my lord,
I'm
thank
glad I
God,
said no.
thank God you
Yeah.
said no. I learned not to bet or gamble. Um, yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the wins. Yeah, so Flo, we just talked about Flo. That was very good. I was very happy for Flo winning, even though I was a bigger Wild Robot fan and I was betting on the Wild Robot. Flo, I'm very happy for Gintz. I saw Flo at TIFF. I met Gintz in person. Very nice guy, very humble guy. Made this, so I'm excited to see independent animation to thrive like that.
Yeah. And first win ever for Latvia, which is really cool.
That's huge. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's so cool. That's so cool. Um, yeah, I guess international feature. Is this Brazil's first win as well? I think I heard that somewhere. It might be like
Weirdly
top.
enough, like Brazilian cinema has been celebrated at the Academy Awards, but this is the first that actually is going to Brazil. Um, yeah,
What does Central Station lose to in '98?
Life is Beautiful, which was just a junkie.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
brilliant movie. Oh, well, after animated feature, it was costume design, which Paul Tazwell, the first black man to win the costume
Yeah.
design Oscar. The first black person was Ruth Carter, who won in 2018 for Black Panther, and then won 2 years ago again for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Paul Tazwell gave a very emotional speech. Um, what do you think of Paul Tazwell's speech?
Oh, it was great. One of the best speeches of the night.
Yeah, and we missed Kieran Culkin's speech as well, but that was also an amazing speech. The best supporting actor,
Yeah.
also for Thor of the Night.
I didn't like his speeches leading up to the Oscars, and then this one I thought was just fantastic.
Yeah. Do you think he'll get his Tony in June for Glengarry Glen Ross? Do you think he's going to get
Yeah,
the first 3 of his EGOT?
I do. Yeah. And then he's going to have a real hard time getting that Grammy.
He'll have to write an audiobook and record
Yeah.
it. Then Amy Poehler did original and adapted screenplay, which was really really fun. Nora won, and for Sean Baker, the first of the Nora sweep, and Peter
Yeah.
Strawn won for Conclave. And I think we both got this right. I think most people got this right. Um, what did you think of these?
I thought that the Conclave win was pretty expected, but it was an okay speech. I don't really remember
Much
it.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then Honora, I mean, it was so cool to see Sean. It wasn't my favorite of his speeches. He had four to choose. We should rank them, but it was definitely awesome to see him that first one where he went on stage and accepted it, and to see Sean Baker, someone we've been following for so long, now an Oscar winner. That was so cool. I loved
Yeah.
it.
After we get to Best Picture at the end, we'll rank Sean Baker's speeches from best to last.
Yeah,
Like you said, yeah. Next was makeup and hairstyling for the substance. This was one that I was very late on. We've talked about this over and over again. I feel so dumb for denying it for so long, but I'm very happy it won in the end. The substance.
yeah.
What do you think about this one?
Um, I mean, I love that movie, and I've been rooting for it all season. So it was really cool to see them go up and accept that. And yeah, good speech
Yeah.
overall too.
Daryl
I,
Hannah did. Sorry.
I always feel bad though when it's like multiple people accepting an Oscar and one of
Mhm.
them doesn't get to speak at all, and that's what
Was that
happened
the
with
first
that.
one? I thought it was. I thought it was the editing one that got cut off early.
But editing was Sean Baker.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. You're right. You're right. Best film editing. Sean Baker won. That was very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good speech. Best supporting actress, Davine Joy Randolph, brilliant to Zoe Saldana. Uh good
Oh,
speech.
what did you think about the supporting actors going through and like saying something nice about everyone?
I felt like Robert Downey Jr. saying it to. I feel like you could very clearly tell that Robert Downey Jr.'s favorite was Jeremy Strong.
Yeah, yeah,
And with
definitely.
Devine, I thought she did a good job, but you could tell that her favorite was Zoe. She was like,
Yeah,
"My baby girl Zoe," and I was like, "Oh my lord, wow, she's glazing."
yeah.
But I thought it was good. I didn't think Devine or Robert said anything too out of the ordinary.
I really liked it. I There was something that they added this year that I liked even more that we'll talk about later on. Like the costumes and
Oh yeah,
that I loved that. But this I thought was cool. I just like hearing winners kind of like say nice things about the nominees and be like, "Oh, we've been here before. Come get your Oscar." I don't know, it was cool. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and Zoe gave, I thought, a good speech, but she none of the Amelia Perez wins mentioned the trans community at all.
yeah. I think Jock Godiard in the press room afterwards was like, "If I won an award, I would say something about the trans community." But since I didn't, even though he did win an award, he
He
won
did
Best
win an
Song.
award, yeah, and he just
But
was like pacing on stage the entire time.
yeah, but yeah, Best Song. Mick Jagger came out to give it to El Mal. I didn't think Mick Jagger's bit was funny, like the whole Bob Dylan thing. They wanted Bob Dylan, but he couldn't come, so they asked me.
I didn't
The younger,
either.
hotter version. Yeah, I didn't think it was super funny, but good for Mick Jagger. I'm glad he was. That was like a fun person to present. You know.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think this is for us the worst speech of the night. The El Mal people, Camille and
Oh,
Jack
horrible.
Odiard. Yeah.
Yeah, just like kind of
Then
an embarrassing speech. They're
I
just
think,
like singing and yeah.
yeah, I think after that we got like the best speech though with best documentary feature. Northland guys. They gave a
Mhm.
really impassioned speech about Palestine and the way that that the USA, my country, kind of blocks sovereignty for them and like safety for them. So I thought it was really good. Best documentary short film we already talked about. Best sound, Dune Part Two, and this was where I was thinking about the Dune. One of the Dune guys got cut off here. They never let one of the Dune guys speak, and that was also a little disappointing for me. And best visual effects, uh, the Snow White people, Mark Webb, Snow White upcoming.
Yeah.
Dune 1 as well. Live action short film.
I think that was maybe the biggest shocker of the night for me, because I thought Aline was just so out front.
Mhm.
Watching all of the shorts, like I thought after seeing that, like yeah, that's the one winning. I was really excited to hear their speech too, because
Yeah.
it's super relevant right now, and I think it's something that
To be
we
fair,
need
I
to talk
actually do
about.
think I'm Not a Robot is better than Aline,
I
so
as
I'm
a
happy with
short
that.
Yeah, I think as a short, like as an actual film, I Am Not a Robot was probably the best of the five in my opinion. Like it was the only one of them to me that actually felt like a fully fleshed out idea. Um and I thought like the filmmaking was like there, whereas the other ones felt more like PSAs. But
Mhm.
it's also the only one that really wasn't important at all. It was literally just uh what's that movie with um Sophie Thatcher?
Heretic? Companion?
Companion, yeah. It was like a short version of Companion kind of.
Okay. That movie sucked too.
Yeah. I like this
Yeah.
more than Companion. Yeah, it
This
was
was better
better.
than Companion, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, best cinematography, um, it was The Brutalist,
Yeah.
and Law probably deserved it, so that made me happy. International feature, Penelope Cruz, friend is Walter Salles. You already talked about this. Penelope Cruz looks so hot for 51. I'm so, so sorry. I was like, wow. Uh, Mark Hamill that scored to Daniel Blumberg, and Daniel Blumberg kissed Brady Corbett like directly on the lips. I was
Yeah.
like, wow. I love
Yeah, I
this.
saw
I
that.
love this. I love this photo. Uh, Daniel Blumberg also gave one of my favorite speeches of the night. He was just so chill.
Yeah.
Best actor, Killian Murphy, not Killian, Killian Murphy presented to Adrian Brody. Um, Worst speech of the night after the Mall people, probably for me.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like 5 minutes, 40 seconds, a little too long, a little self indulgent, but you know,
It was very
performance of the year,
egotistical.
so it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine for
Yeah.
me and whatever. Tarantino presents Baker, which once again we'll rank this soon, but
I
this was the speech. This was a good speech.
I wish that Nolan presented to Baker.
Hmm. I don't know. I
Cuz
think Tarantino's because we know that Sean Baker is like a frequent person who goes to New Beverly Cinema in LA.
yeah.
So like I feel like Tarantino is like the obvious choice for Baker, right? Emma Stone did actress, and at this point in the night, it was very clear it was going to go to Mikey. If this was like an Honora sweep, it was an Honora down ballot. And great speech from Mikey. Very, very, very reserved, but very contained. Very good
Mhm.
speech. And finally, Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan presented Best Picture. When Harry Met Sally, one of my favorite movies, Best Picture went to Nora. Um, Less rank, Sean Baker wins. Um,
Like speeches?
yeah, the speeches. I think number one for me, we'll say number one together. I thought it was
Director.
director. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Cuz that's I think the one where uh he came out and was like it was like a rallying cry for indie cinema, right?
yeah. He was
Yeah.
like, we need 90-day theatrical windows. We need to have cinema live.
Yeah.
Have cinema live. He talked about growing up in the cinema and teaching your kids to love cinema, and it resonated with me.
Yeah, I was so passionate.
I think for my number two, though, I'm gonna say editing. What are you gonna say?
Probably editing cuz it was such a surprise and he just
Yeah.
like couldn't believe it and I thought that was really cool.
No, but I also liked how he talked about the Mad Men edit that he did, and like his editing style,
Yeah.
and how it all came together. I felt like that was pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna say picture, which he only
Well,
said a few lines. He said "Long
yeah.
live indie cinema," and I think that was better than his original screenplay speech.
Yeah. Well, his original screenplay speech was kind of just like he was a little shocked that he won because that was the first one. So I feel like he didn't really know fully what to say. And it wasn't a bad speech. It was endearing and awesome. But I just think that after that, he had like mission statements and stuff. And that
Yeah.
one was just like he got up there and thanked people, which was great. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, it was fun. Tristan, what
this was
was the
fun.
last
Yeah.
word? What was the last word of for this Oscar recap? What
Thank
caps off our season? I'm gonna give it
thank
to
you
you.
guys for sticking with us this season. We are coming back next season, probably in like a week, bigger and better than ever.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the last word, guys. Bye bye.
awesome. See ya.